Hello, my name is Ed Nodland, and with me is Jim Elko. We're both members of the San Diego Coastal Community Coalition, and another member of the group, John Vallis, told us last week that the fiscal year 2018 proposed budget for the city of San Diego was released, and we took a look at that and thought we'd do a short little video overview of the documentation and some of the features on the website and some ways to get in here and review this documentation. I want to start by going through here. I found a citizens user guide to the budget. This is put out by the Office of the Internal Budget Auditor. Let me go up to the top here real quick. It includes data from 2015. I believe they're trying to save money by not updating this guide with the actual numbers each year, but all the information about the process and structure and how the budgeting process works is still valid in here. It's a good document. It goes through and when it scrolls down, sort of shows the different categories, how things are broken out. And if I go down here to page 14, there's also a nice section I have here highlighted in blue that talks about how the strong mayor, strong council form of government was established permanently in 2008, and basically the process we go through. Right now the process is that the mayor's office has released the preliminary budget, and now during April, May, and June the council will review the budget, working with the departments and the independent budget analyst to come up with any modifications. It says the mayor may veto some of their proposals, but the council, however, may override a veto with 6 votes. So I suggest you look this over first. It's in total a 27-page document. Now 32 pages here in the PDF. Any other thoughts on this one, Jim?
No.
I found on Twitter, on the Twitter page for the independent budget, I keep missing that word, assessor or auditor, that it was presented to the council today. Today is Monday when we're making this video. It was presented to the council at 2 p.m. and is scheduled for the Budget Review Committee on May 3rd, 4th, 8th, and 9th. So that'll be about 2.5 weeks out. So that gives you a time frame on how things are going. So if you see things in here you want changed, you want to get word to your council representatives, you got about 2.5 weeks to get that done. Now I'll go back to the page here. There's an introduction section. Again, it's a short read. It's worth going into. Talks about the city structure, strategic plans, the offices of the city. And then the document itself is broken into three volumes. The budget overview and the various schedules that show the proposed budgets. There's the department detail, and there's the capital improvement programs. We'll touch on each of those real briefly, just to give you sort of an overlay, and then we'll show you how you can bring up all 3 documents in one PDF and use some of the online search or the computerized automated search techniques to find areas that may be going on in your community, projects going on, or funds that are spent in your community. They do have, if you use the online here and you go into, for instance, the department detail, the document is broken out into the various sections of the document. So the online one helps you get to particular pieces, but you don't have, at least I haven't found it, the search capabilities as well as working with the full document. There's also an interactive reports budget section, and I've clicked into one of them already that I have set up. And by going into here, there's various ways you can get different graphs. You can change what type of graph or plot pie chart is coming out. You can select the different areas of the budget you want to look at, whether it's the operating budget, capital budgets, look at expenditures and revenues, and there's various filters. In this case, we're looking, I'm on the capital budgets. I can see the different sections, and you can see as I highlight, it highlights the information about it. What we're looking at here is the 2011 budget, 12, 13, 14, all the way up to the 2018 proposed budget. Can also go in and apply, you can decide what it is you want to see, as well as some filters, and I'm going to pop up 3 of the filters real quick. And so I have a filter on the funds, the department that owns certain assets, and the asset type. So right now everything is selected. If I uncheck all, takes just a moment, and then say I just want to look at an asset type of parks, you'll notice that it shows me that the department that owns the assets related to parks is Park and Rec, and then I can see the different funds that are involved. And I believe if I click here now, you notice these stacks are shorter, so I'm just looking at the elements of the budgets that affects parks. That was real fast. This is just an overview. You got to get in there and play with it a little bit to really get to understand it. If you get any questions, Jim, or something you see you think we should look at more, just pipe right in there.
Well, we had previously looked at the pie chart for the total budget, which shows the lion's share of the budget going to police and fire and rescue.
Let's take a look at that. We'll go into the entire document, which I can get to by going back to the home page. And there's a link here, all 3 volumes of the proposed budget. So I'll click on that. That brings it up in another window. Now, you can download this document. I'm using a Windows PC and Chrome browser. And it handles the PDFs. I don't know if I do have some PDF plugins, but I think Chrome will handle it directly. You can download it, but Acrobat doesn't have one of the features I'm going to show you in a while, so I like doing it using the browser. Since this has all 3 documents in it, I will point out that the Volume 2 document starts on the 307th page of the 1560, and Volume 3 starts on page 961. I can go up here and type in something like going to page 102. So by using this, I can jump right to a page. Now this is not page 102 of this document. This is page 102 out of all 1,500 pages of the combined document. Plus the page numbers are off because this particular document, page 1, starts after a preface, which is numbered I, and so on in Roman numerals. So, but this is the 102nd physical page in the document, and this is the one you're referring to, Jim. I'll press Control plus a few times, and I can see. Now this jumped me into a section on the general fund. That's approximately $1.4 billion that is in the general fund. Or proposed for 2018, and we can see here that police funding is the largest portion of this, followed by fire and rescue. And Jim and I were talking here before we started the presentation that, those are the ways we got to find as citizens to help reduce those costs. Anything we do to pitch in to help reduce what they have to do takes a big chunk out of the budget, since those are the larger chunks in the budget. 4 pages down is a similar chart with in more of a bar chart showing very similar things. The other category right here is made up of 24 categories that are listed below, makes up 98,000. If it was a department or a category of the fund, general fund, that was less than 10 million, it was just listed and grouped together in this other category. the documents are full of numbers. You know, there's schedule after schedule where you can go through and look at how the budgets are sliced and diced. The three documents that are in here, if I back up for just a moment, is the overview and schedules. And this starts with an executive summary. I thought that was a pretty good read. Talks about the budgeting process and then gives a good overview of the various funds, revenues, expenditures, and the departments. The second one is a department detail, and it has all the departments broken out. Myself, I don't understand. This is the first year I've looked at the city's budget, so I don't understand. You know, I understand some of these as departments. I don't necessarily understand how, do you see one of them, Jim? The funds? Like the infrastructure fund or the Mission Bay Improvement Fund, how that breaks into a department. So if you see this on posting someplace, you know, on one of the Facebook pages or something, feel free to comment and add comments to that post, because that'll help us all understand it. And the third one is the capital improvement program. And in here, there's the major projects, and each of those projects are often broken out into lower levels. There's an index by project name, and then the same project listing by project number. I'll jump down to that, so in here you can see all the different projects. Be nice if we had a Google Maps where all these projects had a little pinpoint on it, and you could go to that map and find the projects in your neighborhood and click on it and see what's going on. But I haven't found that type of a resource at this point. So we'll go back to the full document. And one of the things you can do by bringing up the full document is do a search. So Jim, you're in what neighborhood?
Well, I'm in Bay Park.
Okay, so let's just take that and I'll press Control F, and that brings up the find feature in most software, including Microsoft Word, Acrobat, and Chrome. And so Control F, and I'll just put in Bay Park, and Chrome searched that PDF and found 16 so far. It's still searching. While that continues to search, I'll also point out that Chrome has tagged where these occurrences are. So it found 41 of them. And now I can move through the various parts of the document to where Bay Park is referenced. Now I can think of some other terms I might want to look at. So let's try Morena.
It's M-O-R-E-N-A.
M-O-R-E-M-A.
N as in Nancy.
And then A?
Morena.
Yeah.
Is that what you said?
M-O-R-E-N-A.
Right.
That's what I have. I found 21 of them. And so here it's just being listed as an area in the council district, and I can just start going through these public utilities. Now notice how far I've jumped down into the document. So I'm down inside of I'm definitely in volume 2 or 3 at this point. It's talking about the water fund and the new pipeline. I did some reading on this one, by the way, Jim. And I believe this is a new pipeline that's going to run all the way from Tecolote or Old Town down to Balboa. It sounds like it's going to probably create a little bit of pipeline construction there along the boulevard for a while.
Well, we've had quite a bit already.
Yeah, so...
On Marina, right.
Yeah, but I think if I read right that the design of this is going to be finished up in 18 and the construction will start later on. So I don't know if this one's active. I could be off. You know, there's so much in here I don't remember the specifics. That's why we got to get the citizens involved so everybody can, you know, be part of what the city does. Another one.
Well,
yeah.
I was just going to make the comment that this document is daunting. It's 1,560 pages, so this tool can be very helpful. If we, obviously, we're all very proud of our neighborhoods, whether it's Mission Beach, Pacific Beach, La Jolla, and if we don't want to read the whole document as a bedtime read, this is a quick way of going about it and becoming informed and be able to spread the word within our specific communities.
Yeah, so actually, that might be in document 2, because I'm down here in document 2, and it's broken up, remember, by the departments. And, well, heck, let me just type it in. I'll just type in police. And right in this zone here, you can see it's filling in real quick. Looks like I'm into the capital improvement programs now. So this is a listing of the various capital improvement programs. I bet you right here, if I skip up to this zone, I'll grab this cursor and go to here. And I'll bet you somewhere in here I find the section on the Department of Police. And quite a few pages on that, being one of our larger expenditures. And there's a lot of good information, even if you jump just from department to department and read the description, and like their did you know facts, their goals and objectives, key performance indicators for a department, regardless of trying to figure out the budget. I learned a lot about the city, the different departments, and what they're trying to accomplish, and it gave me a much better appreciation for what our council reps have to deal with, because a lot of these functions are provided in every district, you know, and I think when they say I want to run for council, I don't think they know what they're signing up for, you know. Can't feel sorry for them, it's self-inflicted, but they have a lot of work to do, and the more I think we as citizens can learn about this and talk in a more educated way with them and know what they're dealing with in the city, I think we can have much better conversations. So we're into 17 minutes, Jim. We were going to try for 10, and we already hit 17 minutes on this. I tried to go as fast as I could. Go ahead and say a few things there from your perspective.
Well, I was just going to add that it's easy to do a lot of complaining, and it's another thing to take some ownership and responsibility and really delve into what helps to make our society run. And this is a tool that would be helpful. Once we learn how to navigate it, at least we can become more informed citizens and not just get entirely emotional when we've got an issue, but we can actually have some facts to back some things up and influence the future if we would like to see change. So this is actually a helpful tool.
Yeah, and I plan at various town councils, planning groups, or other meetings I go to try to tie my comments into, here's an issue or something I want to create or a problem I want to resolve. It involves these 3 departments. It would involve this fund or these budget items, you know, and to get that kind of money, it might have to take away from this other parts of it, you know, and tie in my interactions more with some of the information that I've learned by going through this 1,560 pages. You know, gave me something to do on Easter.
Yeah.
Okay.
Instead of looking for Easter eggs.
Yeah. Well, maybe there's some Easter eggs in there.
Well, there's some right there on the chart.
Yeah. Okay, so that's all I have. Any last words, Jim?
No, that should do it. Thanks, Ed.
Okay. Thanks, everybody. Please share this with all your Facebook groups or other web pages, and let's get citizens involved. Bye now.